Hi folks, Dave Schmidt. Hey, it's the evening of September 8th, Monday evening, and I'm doing the video a couple days early because I'm going to be traveling all day tomorrow. And this is in conjunction with the newsletter on Wednesday, September 10th, along with the radio program. Well, in the radio program, I'm going to be discussing what took place at the workshop in Tustin, California a few days ago. To say that the people there were overwhelmed and we were kind of blown away was a little bit of an understatement. Not because of what I had to say, but because the ambassador himself had joined us for about a 1-hour Q&A and had really opened up, had shared things that he had never shared even with me before. Not only that, he brought photographs in of some of the gold and the currencies that he has not only in his own personal possession, but the family has as well. He had shared some pretty deep stuff, and what I mean by that is he himself admitted that things had changed in the last week and that we're going to be seeing some changes that are going to be developing in this whole RVGCR in the next month or two. He talked about rates. He talked about how the process was going to happen, and he talked about using the term expect the unexpected, and it's not going to happen as you think it should or how it was going to be. And then when I asked the question, I said, Mr. Ambassador, all of us here are holders of dinar and dong. Can you tell us what we can expect? And he made the very explicit statement. Every one of you there are going to be millionaires. Expect that. But then we also talked about the projects that I've been talking about. See, it's not that the family doesn't want to release the funds. It's because of the fact that they only want to release it in a responsible manner, knowing that it will be used in a responsible way. They're not going to release these funds to get into the hands of basically wrong people, evil people, cabal people, terrorists, criminals, etc., and stuff like that. I've been saying all along that they were the source of these funds, and the pictures were enough that would have just blown you away. These were pictures that he shared with us off of his own personal smartphone camera. He showed us pictures of gold bars stacked from the floor to about 5 feet high, rows upon rows, and he said this is in a warehouse that is bigger than a football field, and there are multiple warehouses. We saw boxes upon boxes upon boxes of dinar currency that is in his possession. We saw boxes upon boxes of U.S. currency. We saw one of the old, and I say old because they don't make these anymore, United States $1 million bill. We saw $1 million gold coins of the U.S., 1 million British pound gold coins. We saw gold coins that predate the time of Jesus. And we saw gold cups that come from almost 2,000 to 3,000 years ago that were used in some of the old ancient times. To say that the amount of currency and the amount of gold that we saw in these pictures is enough to overwhelm you. I can't even begin to place the dollar value on that. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to have a couple of guests on there that were with us in the workshop, and then I've also invited all the people that attended to call in and just share their experience. You're going to see testimonies of a couple of members who had attended the workshop in Tustin 3 months ago in contrast to this one, and they will tell you that the intel was different, the information was different, and the information from the ambassador himself was enough that basically they just says, wow. This is something that you want to hear. This is something that we want to share with you. This is something that you want to partake in. It's always up to your choice. And again, I'm doing a workshop in Orlando, Florida on September 20th. And once again, we're anticipating that the ambassador will very likely, as much as his schedule as possible, will be able to be there with us. And he himself says, I can share things to you verbally without it being recorded that I can't share because of what happens of when it gets posted and put onto the internet. People take it, they change it, they send out propaganda around it, lies, etc., and stuff like that. So that's why he always has to be somewhat careful of what he shares in the interviews he does with me, in contrast to what he shares live. It was a great experience. I tell you, for me personally, it was kind of like I got my second wind in the sails again, is how it experienced for me. Really encouraged me to continue on and to know that all of this is unfolding in its right, due, and appropriate time. We'll be talking about this, and we'd love to have you join us Wednesday night on the radio program, okay? Thanks a lot, and we'll see you then.